Growing up very young, there was this expectation to excel, which was actually good for me, but it also created a kind of a perfectionist. Everything I set my mind to, I was determined to accomplish at all times. So for me, I think failure was not an option. Well, I got married in 2000. Out of that marriage came three children: Caleb, Joshua, and then there's Christian Micah. Being a perfectionist took a big toll on a lot of areas of my life. As far as my career, I was able to perform and excel in those areas, but in my personal life, I became very stressful. I gained weight. What I did was I resorted to food to comfort me. In 2004, I had a gastric bypass surgery. So it limits your intake of food. So what I actually did is I transferred addictions. So I couldn't eat my emotions away. So I drank wine after got the boys to bed just to kind of relax. And at that point, I knew something was wrong.
Where's your emergency?
I got a baby that's not breathing, and the body's cold.
And what's her name?
What is your full name? What's your full name, dear? Heather? LaHeather. Yeah. LaHeather Wilson.
I went to sleep that night. I had been drinking, and I blacked out. That next morning, my alarm went off as normal. I was getting ready to prepare to go to work. I went and I got the boys up, and I went to look for Christian Micah to get him out of his bed, and he wasn't there.
Christian!
I went into Caleb and Joshua's room, and he wasn't there, and I went back to the crib again, and he wasn't there, and in a panic, just going around the house, yelling his name.
Christian!
Because it's like, where is he? I went back into the living room, and I stood there, and I just froze. And I just remember opening up the front door, and the car's out in the yard, and I saw the car seat open up the door, and he was in the car. And I was just like, oh my God, Christian. At the point that I reached for him, I thought that he was asleep. And so I reached and I unbuckled the car seat, and I grabbed him to get him out of the car. And he was kind of stiff. And so I remember opening up his eyelids, and I saw death in the eyes of my child. And I grabbed him, and I just held him in my arms, and I remember wrapping him up in a blanket and just rocking, saying, oh God, oh God. And I just remember screaming. It was almost like a wailing. I just questioned myself as a mother. Because who would have done this? What kind of mother would have done this? I wanted to die. I wanted to die. I didn't want to go on. In the course of 90 days, my son was deceased. I was not allowed to go to the funeral, so I had no closure. There was shame, there was guilt, there was sorrow, there was grief. I was heartbroken. What happened to my life? What happened to my American dream, the marriage, the home in the suburbs? And I remember them looking at me saying, why are you here? You don't look like you belong here. And I looked at them and I said, I'm here for doing wrong. And I remember just talking to God, and T.O.R.I popped in my mind. Because they was asking us questions like, what are you gonna do when you get home? What are you gonna do to move forward? What tools are gonna be in place for you? And I came home and I had them on a checklist of things to do. And I called and I reached out to T.O.R.I, And wow. The T.O.R.I program has been such a blessing to me. All I can say is this program is phenomenal. So I don't believe this graduation is the end of my relationship with T.O.R.I. I think it's just the beginning. I am more confident. I'm more encouraged. I'm more forgiving of others. I'm more able to admit my failures and my flaws. I am more.